Welcome, this is Jane Gardner, and welcome to, we're going to learn about selling and selling to your customer. We've been talking about how to be selling without being salesy. That's a tongue twister. It's the art of persuasive selling. So let's have a look at who you are as a person and ask yourself, what is an expert? You are an expert. You're whether you know a little about something or a lot about something, you're still more of an expert than someone else. So let's be confident and let's figure out who you are. You are someone who knows more than you do about a particular topic. You have expert status because of your credentials, maybe, or your visibility, or your following, or your quality of content. Expertise is a very important element of marketing, especially on the internet. Online customers are looking for answers, and they want it from trusted sources who clearly know what they're talking about. If you can establish yourself as an expert on specific topics, your products and services will virtually sell themselves. So here's a strategy for you on the internet is to be seen as an expert. Now, of course, everything you do in business begins with choosing your niche. Start with something you already know about through your personal experience, your job, or your interests. If you'd had serious, positive relationships in your life, you might choose to become a relationship expert. If you're an avid reader of self-help books, you can take that interest and turn it into an area of expertise. Your job in the security industry maybe gives you insight into security issues most people don't know about. Or even knowing something more about sewing than others. Maybe you have some kind of amazing type of sewing techniques that you'd like to share with others. This will make you be seen as an expert. And look at your areas of knowledge and experience and see if there's any particular things that a large group of people don't know about. So let's have a look at someone who is selling. Well, let's look at me. I am obviously in home business for the last 20 years with my husband, so I know a lot about clients. I have a sixth sense about clients, and we also have dealt with a lot of design and deadlines and organization of files and everything else to make life easier for us when we're doing our business, looking at cash flow. We know the challenges and the pleasures of being in a home business, and so that's why I came out on the internet to share my experiences, because I felt that if I shared my experiences and I can help someone else be successful as an entrepreneur, I wanted to share my expertise and get them moving as well. So if you don't know what you want to focus on, you already know about, another method of niche selection is to choose a topic you'd like to learn about. It doesn't matter if you're not an expert already. If you're willing to put in the time to learn about it, you can become an authority on that topic. You can become a real expert and share that knowledge with your audience. So, for example, I just came out 2013 onto the internet to see how I could obviously share my expertise as a home business owner, but also I wanted to find out about all these things that you need to have when you're on the internet, like whether it's autoresponsers or email or selling and all these kind of things. So in the last 3 years, or 4 years, I guess, I've been learning a lot about the internet marketing and things to avoid, as well as things that are useful and tools and various other things, for example, doing this podcast, etc. So I've become an expert on these various topics, and I want to share my knowledge with my audience. So you can demonstrate your expertise in a variety of ways. The most common and easiest way is providing content about the topic. Share your knowledge and experience with your readers, and they'll see you as a trusted source of information. Share your knowledge and your expertise with your podcast audience, and they will also hopefully accept that you have the expertise when you talk about certain things. As you gain more visibility, customer testimonials, endorsements, and other forms of social proof, these will also help to develop your expertise status. Now, what about the expertise gap? It's a difference between what you know about a particular topic and what your audience knows. In other words, it's about what you already know how to do, but others haven't learned yet. Understanding this is an important part of building your expertise. You have to understand your customers and their level of knowledge about your topic. So, for example, I would not try and sell my abilities to do physics to any physics students, because physics was always one of my hardest classes in university. So I know that there are a lot of more people out there who know about physics than me. Also, I don't know how to build a deck. Well, I do know how, but I'm not going to build a deck because I don't want to use a hammer and a nail. But there are other people out there who are expert at building decks who I would hire in order to share their expertise to build my deck. So you have to look at that question. What are you skilled at that you could share your knowledge with others who don't have as much skill as you or expertise in that topic? Obviously, I'm not going to go and share my expertise with, well, I don't know. Let's see. Tony Robbins. I guess that's one of the names people always mention in personal development. Because maybe I don't have as much knowledge as him as about personal development, but I certainly know no more about podcasting than he does. Well, I think he's doing a podcast now, and he's got a whole crew to do that. So you just have to think about that in terms of what can you share your knowledge that will make you be seen as an expert. So you've got to demonstrate your expertise. You can demonstrate your expertise in a variety of ways. You can provide content about the topic. You could write about it on your blog. You could share it on your podcast. You could do podcasting, or you could do live video about how to do something. There's a lot of information on the YouTube where people are sharing their expertise and step-by-steps, whether it's building a deck or it's knowing how to use XSplit, which is something to do with video, so just ignore me. As you gain more visibility, customer testimonials and stuff, this will help. So the expertise gap is the difference between what you know about a particular topic and what your audience knows. For example, if you've lived abroad for 30 years, you're an expat expert. I lived abroad in Vietnam for a month. Does that make me a Vietnam expert? No, but I know more about Vietnam than you do if you've never been to Vietnam. Write your content for people who are just setting off abroad, let's say, if you're an expat expert, like you were, or if you already know how to set up a basic WordPress site, like I do, you can teach others how to do the same, even if you're not an expert in other areas of online marketing. And certainly I do have expertise in how to build a website, and in fact I will be setting up my website set up for beginners membership site with all this information on how to create your website and get all the pieces working together. So I feel I'm confident in knowing all these things about your website, and I'm an expert in that, whereas you may not be. But you may be an expert in piranha fish and how to keep them and breed them. Who knows? So remember, when you are not confident about the idea of selling to others, that you actually have expertise, whether it's expertise in knowing how to breed piranha fish or how to build a website. You have expertise that others don't and that others want. So that's of course, the important thing is making sure that others want what you want to sell. So this is one of the reasons it makes it much easier for you to sell if you know that there are people out there that are hungry for your knowledge. So next time we'll be going on further and talking about how to be able to build a portfolio which showcases your expertise or makes a website that showcases your expertise. Until then, this is Jane Gardner, your website set up for beginners expert. So I'll talk to you next time.